Hello, and welcome to the resurrection of Between Two Pints. About 10 years ago, I had a silly talk show on YouTube called Between Two Pints, where I would bring local Vancouver people in, and we would talk about their film and theater projects, and I would do my best to promote them. And after spending 6 months building a complex video podcast system and printing my own mics, I am ready to bring back Between Two Pints.
Yay.
And then on today's episode, I have my good friend, David Aboussafy. He is a local producer, man about town, and also dungeon master, as I have played in his games. David, why don't you tell the audience about yourself?
Hi, yes, I'm David Aboussafy. I'm a clinical psychologist, but also run Generativity Productions, where we invest, produce, and distribute mostly genre horror films. And for the last 10 years, we've put on the Vancouver Badass Film Festival and script competition. Live events going in October at the Rio Theater. And this year, the 10th anniversary one is going Sunday, October 20th.
So, David, let me just check my close-up here. Okay, I'm going to hold it this way. No, it's this way. Yeah, all right. So, everybody, this is the poster for the Badass Film Festival. I was just joking with David that unfortunately most of my stuff is sketch comedy, so it's not really that badass.
Well, we had the Black Eyes thing last year.
Oh, yeah, Order of the Black Eyes.
Yeah, fantasy. We got fantasy. Gnomes was one of our popular films last year.
So this is like a Badass Film Festival in Vancouver at the Rio.
That's right.
Which is one of my favorite theaters because the popcorn is like actually popcorn.
And also they'll let us have fire and near naked or naked burlesque and giant reptiles and snakes, whereas was one of the reasons we got kicked out of VIF Fan City Theater 5 years ago.
I could see why they might have a problem with that, but that's definitely in line with the Rio's brand.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So you were actually telling me, and now this is this October, but it's every October.
That's right, every year. You could submit on Film Freeway new genre short films or feature films or short and feature scripts in the script competition. We've produced 6, well now 7. In November we're going to shoot Nighthawks, which was a script winner last year from Nicholas Yee, who we both worked with.
Oh wow, really?
Yeah, I'm a producer of that, and that'll be the 7th script contest winner that we've produced or helped produce.
So you're saying if I write like really cool scripts and submit it, there is a small chance you might help me produce them?
Of course. I might do that anyway.
Oh, wow. All right. I'm sold. I'll start writing tonight.
Sure.
Yeah, but now you were actually telling me a funny story about how the Badass Film Festival started 10 years ago.
Yeah, it was about 10 and a half years ago. And I guess there were two really main drivers of that. One is there weren't too many venues. A lot of the friends or people I were hanging out with were making crazy horror films, extreme films. They didn't really have any venues to play them at that stage. Things have changed since, but at that point, there weren't really any places to play them. The other driver was helped produced a telefilm-funded excellent horror film, The Evil in Us. You can find it on Prime. But to get our telefilm money back, it had to not only be finished, but it had to play in a recognized festival. So we wanted to be sure to get the money back. So we founded Badass for a venue for genre and horror films and for the indie film community, but also to make sure The Evil in Us had a place to play. I mean, as it turned out, it being excellent as it is, it got into great festivals, such as in Spain and a bunch of others. But that was one of the drivers to found a festival. And it was just at that time where it was getting a bit easier to do with Film Freeway, or then it was Without a Box.
10 and a half years ago. It was
Without a
hard.
Box. And then Film Freeway more recently.
Wow, that's awesome that you made a festival to get your film played somewhere.
Well, one reason.
Yeah,
I mean, have a good time with horror films near Halloween.
Yeah, I've seen some of the social media from the last few years, and it always looks like a pretty wild ride. How many? So do you usually how many features do you show in the festival?
Anywhere between 2 and 7.
Wow, features.
And then we'd had when we had 4 days before COVID, and then we were going to be a 4-day 4-venue fest.
Wow,
that year, but it got kiboshed by COVID, and then it returned to just the big party day.
So yeah, 4 days down to 1, but it's a wild party. Can you give us a little bit of a taste of what's going to be this year?
You bet. Yeah, Badass 10 kicks off with a real batshit block at about 3 p.m. And that's with it's highlighted by Becca Kozak, local filmmakers' preview screening of her new feature, her first feature, Sugar Rot. And she's known for real punk rock, early John Waters, early Troma style.
Very exciting.
Yeah, really, really crazy stuff. As well as playing with her short Contraception, which is a kind of a birth control. We call it Bexploitation, genre for Becca. And then Nadine Lasperance, Vancouver Island filmmaker, uh, real punk rock from one hole to another. Involves a lot of practical special effects from famed FX person Deb Grafenstein.
Oh, wow.
And features a cameo by me as a douchebag John that dates a bloody puppet.
That must be pushing quite the boundaries. I know you're nothing like that in real life.
Not too much.
No.
No.
So
and that kicks off, and then Q&A there, and then go ahead.
I was going to say, if anybody's watching, I'm going to try. These episodes will be out really quickly. Where do they get tickets?
Yeah, RioTheaterTickets.ca. You can see trailers for the features and many of the shorts.
Excellent. We'll put some links, guys. We'll put some links wherever this is being seen. If you see this on YouTube, that's great. If you're listening to this as a podcast, it will be in the show notes. And also, if you're seeing this as a reel, it'll be somewhere.
Awesome.
Great. So what's it like running a festival? How much work is involved?
A lot. I was just at a VIF events today, and I realized they had 1,000 volunteers, and we have like a couple.
Oh, wow.
Time. Well, the Rio staff is great, so it makes it possible. Film Freeway probably makes it possible, or wouldn't otherwise be possible. But it's sort of my when I'm putting off writing medical legal reports, I'm doing work on the fest from like August till October.
So yeah, I know you as a dungeon master about town. I know you as a gamer and a producer, but that's not what you really do. You're actually quite smart in real life.
I'm not sure if that's a comment on my gaming. Maybe. Okay. Yeah, no, I'm a clinical psychologist, and I've been for 25 years. The general adult practice out of Boyd and Associates in Coquitlam, and working in the brain health clinics of iScope and Initio in Langley now, and they're also in North Van and Surrey.
Wow, that's really impressive. You actually do like good work and make the world a better place besides making crazy punk rock movies.
Well, I would think that they also make the world a better place. Art's important too.
It's true. Yes. Yeah. Yes.
And community. The festival is really about having fun at Halloween, but also for like the events that like Joel McCarthy's Run and Gun to bring the community together, especially when times like this when they need it the most, I think.
Yeah, and actually, I really enjoy Joel McCarthy's stuff. The Run and Gun was good, but his new Shits and Giggles, that's probably going to get us demonetized. But the SNG Fest is like the most punk rock I've ever seen.
Well, and in fact, that actually connects with the next feature in the lineup is a feature that arose from an SNG short, Clara.
Oh, really?
Yes, and that was the impetus, the spark behind the Stickman's Hollow found footage feature film.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
that's really, and now, yeah. So you were mentioning, and we'll probably do a separate interview of this, but you're actually filming a feature right now.
Yeah, that's Sawtooth Mountain. But if you wanted to talk about what we're connecting to. The Stickman's Hollow is a found footage feature film. Like I said, it arose from Clara, which was a SNG short year before last, and produced and developed. Jack Cox is the director, and I'm one of the producers. It had its world premiere just last night.
Wow.
In England, where it headlined a found footage a feature block with a panel at world premiere, and then an anniversary screening of the Blair Witch Project. So hopefully that augurs well for being as successful as that. But you can see the North American premiere is at 5 p.m. at Badass 10 on October 20th.
So Stickman's Hollow will be at Badass this year.
It is.
Oh, yes. I can't wait. So like you helped produce. Were you involved in the actual filming of this found footage horror movie?
I was on set some days, and
how was that? What was that like? Because I've never filmed a found footage one. I've only ever done like proper, like sliders and proper camera movement stuff.
Well, it was filmed all over BC. I was on set for the Pitt Lake scenes.
Okay, don't ruin it for me. Sorry.
Yeah. No, it's also filmed outside of Nanaimo and in Kelowna, and on a small island off Lighthouse Park.
Wow.
On a boat. Yeah, that stood in for this. It has a worldwide scope. Things happen in Norway initially, but it's sort of Blair Witch meets The Exorcist meets like Mungo, but with uniquely BC settings.
Yeah, that's I can't wait. That's actually probably going to be the highlight.
Yeah, it got some great reviews with premiere just last night.
And then so how many features are this year? Is it 2 features?
Yeah, those 2 features, Sugar Rot and the Stickman's Hollow playing live. We had 7 of the top of the other. We had about 50 submitted, and the top 8 were in the finals for best feature, and they included features from all over the world. Some of them are available for the week of the festival for VIP Fest pass holders.
That's incredibly exciting. Yeah. Oh, and I see one of the hosts is Jesse Inokala.
Yes, the He's in a film from Bad Cookie Pictures, Don't Tell Mum. He's returning as a host. He's hosted, I think, or co-hosted the gala at least 4 times. And returning with him is Nido, who hosted last year as well.
That's excellent. Actually, Jesse was one of the guests on the original Between Two Pints.
Oh, that's a small world.
Yeah, no, he was. He's a good friend of mine. We did a bunch of photo shoots as well when I was trying to get into photography many years ago. He's been super supportive of a lot of my projects.
Yeah, he's been an actor in at least 3 of our projects.
Yeah, no, I reached out to him last week when I decided to resurrect the show, and when he has some time, he's going to come on because I know
fantastic.
He's hosting voiceover workshops now.
Oh yeah, he's very Dragon Prince and other great voiceover work.
Like a celebrity now.
Yeah, he is.
So, I guess in some quick sound bites, besides short films and features, what are some of the other cool stuff that's going to be at the Badass Film Fest?
Well, we always try and make it, in the words of the promo for the great theater that we have been at for the last 5 years, the Rio Theater, an experience a countdown download. So we have really unforgettable live acts and a wild costume contest. We usually always have a fire act, and this year it's an acro fire specialist, a new one, Lucas Nab.
Okay.
Performing. And then we're having new acts by our some of the horror burlesque performers that performed last year. Melody Mangler, last year she did a balloon act. This year she's doing a vampire horror burlesque act.
I mean, that's always good.
Yeah.
I believe there's, as if I have a poster right here, there's a horror magician.
Yeah, that's our friend Alistair Crane. Sean Coverton is returning with a different act. He has an undead kind of Victorian magician that he's played badass at least twice before. He's always a huge hit, perfect for the Halloween season. And then our finale, we always finish with multiple horror burlesque and multiple giant reptiles. And this year's no exception. We're having Faye Havoc and Gnarly, as well as 2 giant albino pythons. And this time it's a creepy clown themed act. Last year they did vampire act with the snakes. This year it's creepy clowns.
That sounds like right up my alley. I can't wait.
It's Halloween.
So I guess, do you have any, are you already thinking about next year's show?
One thing at a time. I've got a to-do list for this one that's quite long still.
Yeah, and I mean, I guess you're shooting a movie as well. And
Sawtooth Mountain.
So I guess my other question though is, you mentioned that people can submit scripts,
yes,
and that you might assist in producing those. How does that all work? And how many scripts do you usually get? And do people read them at the show, or what? How does that work?
Okay. Well, we have a script contest, shorts and features. They're submitted on Film Freeway, and we have groups of judges that rate them.
Okay.
And the finalists are in the award show. We have 12 categories of film awards for writing, directing, so forth. Best short, best feature, cinematography, art, all the usual categories, performance and ensemble. And then we have usually kicks off with the script awards. So we have it this year, 5 finalists for shorts, 5 finalists for features. The top 3, again based on the points from the judges, get award packages. Usually the winners also have a nice package courtesy Whites, or should I say Sunbelt. Courtesy Tug Phipps, our local hero to many indie film makers, for the winners, as well as some My Tribe prizes and some other prizes for the 2nd and 3rd place.
That's incredibly exciting. All right, so everybody, just a reminder, this is October 20th, 2024, Vancouver. How much are tickets?
Well, you can get a pass for the whole day, all 3 events, for $50. Each screening is by itself would be I think it's $15 or $20 at the door.
Okay.
And then the gala itself is just $35.
Okay.
And that gets you the 15 new genre horror films with the filmmakers, Q&A, the costume contest, and all the 5 acts that I mentioned before, and the film and script awards.
All right. That's
5 hours of fun.
That's super exciting. It's at the Rio in Vancouver.
It is.
They have the best popcorn. They serve alcohol, and I
do.
believe they still have some of the best grilled cheese sandwiches in town.
They do. There's also food all around if you're taking breaks in between.
Excellent. Will there be food trucks?
There usually is. Yeah, right in front.
Excellent. All right. So I will see you at the Rio on the 20th. David, you can give a shout out to your loyal fans there.
Yay. October 20th. The Badass 10 at the Rio live.
All right. Thanks for joining us on the resurrection. I guess that's a good term.
Resurrection.
The resurrection of Between Two Pints.
Cheers.
Cheers. All right. And we're out.
All right.
You killed it. That was great.